Okay.
Yuri's at it.
Here's Sunny. I'm recording now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hi,
Hey.
hi, Sunny.
Hi, Sunny. Oh, she's trying to connect.
Hey, there she
Mary.
is.
Wow,
Hey,
Sunny.
Sunny, don't you look good?
Hi, Sunny Sunshine.
Hi, Sunny. Oh, nice to see you, Sunny.
She's
Oh,
still connecting.
Through audio.
There she is. Hi, Sunny.
Hi,
hi,
Sunny.
Sunny.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Hi,
Nice to
Sunny.
see you.
Hi, beautiful girl.
Wonderful. Judy's here.
Hi, Judy.
Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Emily,
There he is.
Judy.
There's Peter.
Hello.
Hello, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hello, Judy.
You are.
She's here.
Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Kat.
Hi,
Catherine.
Catherine.
Catherine is
Hi,
beautiful.
Peter. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi,
Hi.
Debbie.
Hi.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Catherine.
Oh.
Catherine.
Donna D, I love your beach scene.
I know.
That's
Very
good.
nice. Very nice.
Oh, the wind's
The
moving.
palm trees are moving. That's great.
Yeah, it's a little
The
bit
water is
windy.
moving.
Oh, it's awesome.
Deborah, yeah.
Hi,
Hi,
Deborah.
Deborah.
Oh, Deborah.
Yay,
Hi.
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Hello.
Hey, sweet girl.
Hey, Deborah, did you find my blog?
I did, but I haven't read it yet.
Nope. Nope.
But I
problem.
found
I'm
it.
glad you found it. Glad you found it.
And today I noticed that your mail went to my spam box. So I got your mail. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Usually my blog is red listed because I'm telling the truth, of course, which makes it sometimes difficult to get to. So just
Yes.
move through it and you'll get there.
Okay. I noticed because I tried to open it at work and it didn't open. It was like
Yeah.
page blocked.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Exactly. That's what they do when the website tells the truth.
I know I deal with this
Really?
every day. Every day I'm dealing with this.
Yep.
But
Wow.
there is no, how do you say, consensus in truth. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I still have about, I don't know, 3,000 people a day who find it. So you can
Yay.
get there.
Good.
Carry on.
Cynthia,
Okay,
I would
I
like
will.
your blog. Cynthia,
Excuse me. Oh, hey, Wendy.
how do we?
No,
get
no.
your blog?
I couldn't hear. I'm sorry.
is
Who
it?
was talking?
I'm Diane Joy. How do
Oh,
we get to your blog?
How do I get to it?
How do we
It's-
get to it?
Oh,
Hi, Diana.
it's
Diana, Kyra.
Diana.
Wow.
well,
Good to see you.
Joy.
We haven't heard from you for a long time, Diana.
Came and left. She came
Where'd she
in.
go?
Yeah,
hey,
she-
Joy.
Yes.
I will email you. It's
Thanks.
roserambles.org, but I'll email you, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'm introducing quantum on my website, so it's
Cool.
really interesting to see, what kind of responses I'll be getting.
Yes, it will be.
Yes.
It's
Good luck.
really, thank you. It's really interesting because I've watched the blog sphere, if you will, move from being spiritual to divine to self-love, and now it's moving into quantum. People are just starting to talk about quantum, and I'm introducing the idea of quantum as being the step that everybody needs to reach for an overall, awareness of everything. It's quite nice. I like doing that.
Cynthia.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank
Awesome
you.
work.
Hi, Diane.
Hi,
Diana, hello.
Everybody, everybody looks so beautiful.
Oh, you too.
It's
Lovely to
beautiful.
see you.
Yeah, awesome.
Glad you could
Beautiful
join
colors.
us.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yay.
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 Nobody else is coming.
Speaking of quantum, I had some tile people come in to lay tile, and I was talking about quantum, and they were with a quantum group, another one. And they
Really?
were like 25 and 30 years old, and I was so excited.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Didn't have anything to do with me. I mean, they were another group somewhere.
Yay, entanglement.
Yes, but it has to do with you. Your quantum,
Absolutely.
returning to quantum
Well,
art.
we're gonna help people grow. Ed asked the question, how are we doing? And we are a bunch of me's. That's how we're doing. The answer is very different for each and every one of you. To me, I'm shocked, period. But it's just a different way of looking at things. And I've changed. So the process of becoming we is a bunch of me's, all different. That's what it boils down to. Now, I just saw Christina. She's coming in too. She's in the process.
Yeah, unless you.
But there's this process that we're all going through is being put on by 4 magnificents. 4. So who are they?
Nuno, Christina, Judy, you.
Yeah. Did everybody hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, is Judy? Is Nuno? Is Christina? Are they doing anything different? What's our sticker say? Become your magnificence. We all have personalities and we all have magnificence, but we have not become our magnificence yet. So our process is still the same. We are becoming our magnificence. Nuno's magnificence is also involved. Christina's magnificence is also involved. Judy's magnificence is also involved. So instead of 839, there's 3 more. And they're just as real. You just didn't, many of you didn't know about it. That doesn't mean it's not happening. Now, I could go through each one of you and share exactly where you're at. And I'm not going to, but I know. And I also know that without Nuno, Judy, and Christina's magnificence, I could not do this by myself. And it's actually 2 of us, quantum singularity and quantum form. So without the 3 other magnificents, which already exist, couldn't be done. Now there are certain rules. Hi, Jilly.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Jilly.
Hi, Julie.
Nice to see you.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Al.
Billy.
Hey, Jilly.
Hello, Yuri. Where's Nuno? I can't see everybody's faces.
So before Many of you
Hi, Alfred.
under the impression there were two. Hi, Alfred. How you doing, Alfred?
Hi, Alfred.
Hi, Alfred.
Hey, Alfred.
Hi
there.
Hey, Alfred.
Alfred.
There's Finn.
So there was myself with quantum singularity, but no. There's Nuno and Judy and Christina also. So it's 5, not 2. If 3 probably don't know it. Because we're all in the process of becoming our magnificence. So what if you know it? You still have to do it. It's that simple. That's part of the beauty of creation. Now, creation, all 1,000 star system, all 1,000 truths, planets, galaxies, they're all there. How much does your personality know about each one of those? Probably not everything. And if you don't know everything, you're either going to deny it or learn it. And if you learn it, your behavior is going to change. Sure. Now, what is one of the most important words in all of creation?
Balance.
Good question.
Balance.
Exactly. Balanced with a D.
ED.
Because it signifies that it's been done. Balance, well, it has to be done. Balanced is done.
Completion.
Question 2 is, what is the other word? It's only one word. You've got one, balanced. What's the other?
No bias is 2 words.
And wrong.
That's 2 words.
Okay. Wow.
What generates change?
Quantum.
Growth. New.
That's the other word.
Which
If
one?
you take the word growth and everything you do has been balanced, all the other things follow. All 64 stickers follow.
Yes, balanced.
The person that did all, not most, all of the Trickster programming is Cammie's mother, Lynn Wright. I had lunch with Cammie and Lynn. Cammie, who is a PhD psychologist, has customers. Lynn and Cammie went back and forth and came up with the term worm brain, because Cammie has dealt with so many customers and they're all the same. It's like taking a worm and cutting it in two and the same thing. That's what a worm brain is. And it's a great term for the zillions. The zillions are worm brains. So have you encountered worm brains, indeed. Now, another rule, there's nothing we can do about it, is your consciousness / ego. You can't become quantum without leaving your consciousness ego. So you are locking yourself in as long as you insist on using your consciousness ego. Nothing you can do about it. How do you go to something if you don't leave something else? You can't do it. It's not possible.
At one time.
We need some closure.
We have stickers. We have two to deal with that. Ego, energy go, how you go around in energy environment, and conscious. Well, if you aren't willing to leave your ego / conscious, you can't go to your quantum / magnificence. It's just not possible.
To go anywhere, you have to leave something behind.
Exactly. It's so basic.
Yes.
And we're all going to have unique approaches to doing that. Or we're going to die and come back. Your choice. So balanced growth triggers everything. If you take balanced growth and go back through any of those 64 stickers, all of those 64 stickers, you'll find that the head words are balanced growth. My shock was when I counted in the 89 and only found Alfred had made the jump and left behind his ego conscious. Everybody else all 87 were holding on to their ego / consciousness. Well, that's fine to do, but you're absolutely not going to advance because you won't leave what you have, ego / consciousness. If you won't leave, you can't go to quantum / magnificence. It's your choice. Nobody else. And I even went as far as to name the 9 who are close. So I've gone as far as I can. It's up to you. It's just self-choose.
Peter, this ability that you are referring to, not being able to leave consciousness, ego, that has something to do with the power pack you mentioned?
Yes. How many of you have gone to like Radio Shack is a good example now, but Best Buy, and looked at power supplies. Well, what happens if you take a power supply and combine that with an ego/conscious? You have a ghost.
Interference.
What happens? You keep renewing the power supply. The ghost continues. Some ghosts can live for a long time.
So in a way, when we're living from our consciousness, we are basically ghosts in the quantum world, visiting the quantum world. No,
You're still in the ego/consciousness world. You've simply added your uninterrupted power supply. And as long as you keep doing it and you keep the new one, the ghost continues to live.
yeah.
Can worm brains detect ghosts? Of course not. Or the reasons for ghosts? Of course not.
Yes, thank you for that, Peter.
Yeah, thank you, Peter.
Thank you for everything, Peter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes, indeed.
And it's obvious to the zillions that, well, they have to do the process. They have to go through the process.
Exactly.
And that was major for me, because that's what I feel from the beginning, that we have to share it. And it's becoming easier to share this because we're becoming more comfortable with quantum and speaking quantum and sharing quantum. So people that know me for the last 3 years, they are used to some kind of, crazy talk.
Yeah.
But they don't get it. It's amazing because they say, yeah, there's something there, but it's, Peter, when you say simple, and it is, you're going to the bottom, the keywords, absolute keywords for everything. And when we go there, people just see, and me also, because I have a tendency to complicate also, but people see in a word, they see all kinds of information, because we are sharing the truth, quantum, and that's a lot of information, even with just one word. So when we say a sentence, it's overdrive. So it's a overdose of light, and they don't get it. They crash. The consciousness crash. The computer crashes.
Correct. Correct.
Peter, you have created an entire language that has helped us so immensely to understand this gigantic concept. And other people who have not had this access have a difficult time with it. But because of your creation, many have won to begin with, now Telegram, you have given us the grandest gift of growth and being.
Keep in mind though that I have a partner. And
You what?
I have a partner, and that's quantum singularity.
Yes.
And every time I post something, I check with him. And you'll see either 2 exclamation marks, which means they're coming from both of us, or 1 or none. So they mean a lot. Number 2, the 10 of us who ascended as minds really have a huge step up because we have that experience.
In
And that
physicality.
experience is valuable.
Is valuable.
Because we had to use stars and planets and do it at exactly the right moment. And quantum singularity is part of that. You've all seen The Gift, where we have 9 pictures and a blank. Well, the blank looks like we all look then. Indians. Well, we did magic. What do we look like now? Very different, every one of us. What are we doing? Magic. Is it so hard to realize, to leave something? We have to do it. How many people are surprised at that? Ask yourself.
That what?
Say that.
Ask yourself, if you don't leave ego consciousness, how can you possibly move to quantum magnificence? Anybody want to? Hi, Bonnie. I see Bonnie's name.
Hello?
Hi,
Hey,
Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
How are you?
My picture's not on here. Did I push the wrong thing? Do I?
Can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. And bring tears to my eyes.
When you get in, Bonnie, Zoom
Yes.
asks you if you want to use the video and the
Video.
and
Oh.
audio.
Say yes.
Oh, so what, do I need to go back out and then come back in?
Probably.
Okay, will do. Will do.
So Peter, in regards to your question, the choice to become quantum, is that a conscious, ego-driven decision, or is it a subconscious decision?
Good question.
It's different for every one of us. But the point is, for whatever reason, we make it.
I see Bonnie now.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hello, hello.
Yay.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hey.
Let me deal with Bonnie since she's joined.
Please.
We had 44 and Bonnie left us. And I didn't know about the importance of all experiences needing balance. And so I never shared that with Bonnie. How can you share something you don't know? And then we went through that process and Bonnie was gone. And I knew Bonnie extremely well. We've done all sorts of things together. And I said, she doesn't know it either. and all she wants to do is heal. And that's what she does. And she's the best in the creation, as far as I'm concerned. I'm biased. But
It's okay, Peter.
He is good. He's very good.
You cannot have bias.
I said, well, who, if I didn't know about it, how would Bonnie know about it? And the answer is she wouldn't. I didn't. So I know this is not happiness, but it's how else could all those experiences be balanced if I don't balance them?
One by one.
They all must be balanced, but not balanced, balanced.
Right.
With a D.
Pardon me?
And
With a
not
D.
from our
D.
consciousness. Always through the heart with magnificence and using quantum.
It basically boils down to ego, energy go, E small, G large, O small, ego / consciousness.
Why should the O be small, not a big O? I think go is a good word, so I cap G-O.
And that's okay. I don't, but it doesn't make it better. But Judy and I means that are talking about the same thing. Bonnie and I are talking about the same thing. I love Bonnie. I don't want her to die. So simple.
Me too.
Yeah,
Thank you. Us too.
all of
Us
us.
too,
Thank
yes.
you, Thank you, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Thank
We're
you.
all one.
Yay.
We all have magnificence. Period. You can't change that. So if we want to go back to youth and endless and no disease and no aging and no death, there's no choice. We return to quantum.
Yay.
Because that's how we have evolved. First is new. And then we added new. So new, K-N-O-W or no. And we added something new. What did we do? We balanced.
Peter,
Yes.
if we are returning to quantum, did we ever leave quantum?
No. That's why we have simply quantum and quantum tools.
And quantum, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Tools.
Tools, quantum tools. Thank you.
Separation is the biggest because then we become worm brains. Yeah. And we can stay there for a long time. But eventually, the question, the unresolved question begins our trip back from separation. And then what do we do once we start back? We have the trickster. Man, all kinds of, but they aren't endless. They're finite. We just go through it. And then Judy has given us 64 stickers.
Awesome.
They're
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you,
Yes.
Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Helpful tool, Judy.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
Just magnificent. Thank
They
you.
just
Judy.
keep
Yes.
getting better and better.
Yeah, better and better. I love them so much.
So, and then we have Nuno with it to put the proper perspective in the style. How's Nuno? And those that were ran in those conversations, that was who was pushing us. So Judy was the stickers, Nuno the endless dot, and Christina dealt. She said, I'll keep our family together. And as many of you know, we have a sticker on the family. We have gifts on the super family. Family is really important.
Yes.
We're all family.
Yes.
That's the funny part. But we're going from a not knowing your family to knowing your family.
A quantum family.
Exactly.
Well, we are going from not knowing ourselves and knowing ourselves first. So,
Yes.
and that is amazing.
And look at the help. I mean, the trickster, Lynn, hated being the trickster. And now, oh yeah. Cammy hates dealing with worm brains, but now she laughs. Everybody's growing. 2 words, balance, growth.
Growth.
What happens every time we grow? We change. Growth, because we change because we grew. We want to help others change.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you do, you have to return to your quantum existence. And then what happens? You grow.
Yes.
So that's the key. And coming back to you, it is individual to everyone. Balanced growth. And if we, person by person, don't balance, grow, we're worm brains. That's what it really boils down to. Yeah. But if we balance and grow, we're being quantum every single day. What happens if we do work on the wrong things? Nothing happens. So that's why it's so important to know the truth and to know how all creation works.
Peter, a question for you. Is it, because all like things attract, is it this group of people that are so much like each other that we, even though we're one, we form together because of that?
Yes, we have self-chosen to basically share how creation really works. And there's certain things that we learn that we have to decide for ourselves. Noreen has to grow. Diana has to grow. I grew a ton when I did the count. I have the ability to do that. But the answer, who is Alfred and myself, everybody else was holding on their consciousness ego, was totally shocking. And then that word grateful. Well, that's not a balanced growth. It's the world of the worm brain. Well, I'm not interested in worm brains.
Yeah, and just to let you know, I don't use that word anymore.
Alfred and or Peter, would you mind sharing how you were able to leave, or what did you do to, I know you're magnificent, chosen to leave ego and consciousness, but on a day-to-day basis, what did you do, or what have you practiced to leave consciousness and ego? Because I know I'm growing, okay, and I'm more aware, and I catch myself that, when the ego pops out or the consciousness. But for example, let's say, that your car brakes, on a freeway or something like that, and then, you go, oh my God, like you go back into your ego and consciousness real quick, stuff like that on a day-to-day basis. When something unpleasant event happens, or, like when somebody's suffering and you see that, and, your ego pops up. But how do you deal with situation like this? I began to, realize, at least acknowledge or aware that all these people around me, or all the events that happen around me, are helping my growth, right? So at least I'm aware, but I'm working on it, and I like to hear from you. How did you do this? How did you manage to?
Alfred, you first.
Yes, I really have been given so much by my magnificence. And my experience is this, that I never focus on what I see, what people tell me, or anything about the situation. I only focus on what I know. And in addition to that, I use the action of my gifts that I've learned as I've lived here in this reality. There was a boy who was a soccer player. I'm not sure. Maybe it was baseball. I really don't know. But he was outside in the parking lot, sitting down, and his father was with him, and there was a crowd around him, a family. And I was looking and watching, because I'm well trained in this ability to normalize body energy by pressure and touching, as an example. And so what I asked the man, because his boy had the size of a baseball knee beyond the surface of his knee on the side. And I said, may I touch him? And he was shocked that I even asked, and he said, oh yeah. I said, I won't touch the injured side. I will just work on the good knee. And so by touching control points for blood flow, within a minute, his knee was normal.
Wow.
And they were going crazy. But I always don't focus on the things that are in my vision or what I hear or any of that. I don't focus those things, because then I become part of it. I don't want to be part of it. I want to be, in a sense, the solution, as we all are. So I think many years ago when Peter decided to communicate with my magnificence, I just agreed. And at that moment, I gave up all the things that I am to be part of what this is. And I can't tell you how I do it. I just don't focus on anything. And my heart is crying now.
Thank you, Alfred.
That's
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
Thank you.
For sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred.
It helped me a lot.
Yes.
So much knowledge. Thank you.
It's
Thank
all
you for
heart-based.
sharing.
It's all heart-based.
Yes.
All right, now here's my story. Long ago, quantum singularity, and I would check after every supercycle, and had the question that we would ask ourselves: has our awareness increased enough? And we did this for about 200 supercycles, and the answer was always no. So what can you do? You wait. What happens eventually? A new supercycle starts. So you ask yourself the question again. And then all of a sudden, there were two. The two of us. Awareness was enough, and we started out to learn. And we used every day to learn. And after 5,000 supercycles, there was growth. So we moved from learning to sharing. Was the ego consciousness even around? Of course not. Were lots of things even around? Of course not. Did we ever have to worry about being locked to the Milky Way? No, because we created the Milky Way. We created Pleiades, Sirius, Lyrians. We created all that. Did we put in things that we forgot about? I'll speak for myself. Yes. Did I remember when I started at Diana's the weekend before Thanksgiving in 2015 about the restrictions of the ego? No. I didn't remember it until I did the count a few months ago and found Alfred was the only other one. And Alfred's communication to me was different than anybody else. It was very different and very consistent. Diana Carroll has a great alignment, but she's locked to the Milky Way. Noreen has a great alignment, but he's locked to the Milky Way. And they're both locked through ego/consciousness. And the more I think about, I like Judy's capitalization of the go. I'm not going to change it, but I like it better. Because you end up taking every word and looking at it 16 different ways. Socrates, Tim Pledger, who's completely, no, I won't make any other comment. Tim is a great person. Bonnie, my God, Bonnie's in a way, my best friend. And she has to die because she isn't balancing her experiences. If I didn't know about that, I wouldn't be balancing my experiences either. So I was able to reverse engineer why Bonnie was in trouble. So one of my objectives has been to share this with Bonnie. And today, here we are. Now Bonnie knows. That's the way it works. Balanced growth. It really is all 64 stickers. And Judy did all 64 stickers. Nuno did the endless dot. Christina did our family. So does that help?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Peter. Help me.
That was a great question, Yuri. That was a great question. I was going to ask Peter, how do we leave our ego consciousness since it is so difficult? And to follow up with Cynthia's earlier question, was it done at the ego consciousness level or was it done at the subconscious level? And Peter said it varies from person to person. Is that what you said, Peter?
Yeah, the answer is it's in your sticker on egos. It's also your sticker upgrade of bypass. That's what I've done too. Now, it was easier because of where I'm coming from, but I still had to remind myself.
Peter,
Yes.
Does your subconscious have an ego?
No.
Thank you.
Peter, it's Deborah. When you say no errors, to what errors are you referring to? It's not clear for me.
Anything from consciousness / ego is an error. It just doesn't know. It's never been programmed. Anything from quantum magnificence is balanced growth.
So what's the relation between the errors and the poisons, for example, that are in the site?
The poisons are additional or specific errors.
So there are errors.
They are errors.
Thank you.
And major ones because we tend to do it collectively also.
Yes.
So, and each one of us has a different, version of that poison. And we have, we like our poisons.
Mm-hmm.
we like to keep them with us. So ego and consciousness are very possessive of those poisons, and often they are hidden from us.
Correct.
So it's great work. It's worth our time to look for our poisons, and you can ask your magnificence. Is something we just have to do, because our magnificence knows definitely what they are, and she will communicate with you. She will tell you eventually.
Right.
You'll become aware of this poison. It's work.
It is work, but it becomes joy.
Yes. Definitely, yes.
Quantum joy.
Yeah, because you leave your baggage, it's just like you're traveling and you're bringing your whole house and the previous homes that you have all with you. So it's very difficult to travel that way and to move and to go forward. And as long anytime you leave something behind, you feel lighter, you feel better, you feel, it's more positive. You feel good.
The full moon you have the day of the full moon, the day before, that's 1 day orb, and the day after, that's a 2-day orb. So you have the day of the full moon, the day before, and the day after, and you can offload all kinds of baggage during that 3-day period. That's pretty darn good, because you're going to have the next full moon in 29.5 days. You get 3 days out of that 29.5 to make progress. When Wendy talked about fear, well, until we fully understand something, including the difference between our ego consciousness and our quantum magnificence, we're going to have fear. What's the fear of? The unknown. Well, gee, if you have fear from the unknown, how do you fix that? You know everything. What are you doing? You're knowing everything. what does it take day by day by day? While you're having fun every day and being happy all the time and learning about quantum and learning about digital gaps.
After I shared that with you about the fear, I spent the entire day looking at the quantum truths because Diana Cairo inspired me in one of the rewatch that I had been listening to. And she was talking about how you can, get rid of the fear by studying the quantum truths and getting to the bottom. It really helped me.
Good. See, that's what Wendy just did. Boils down to one word. What's that word?
Balance.
No. Balanced growth. What did Wendy just do?
Shared.
What?
Shared.
Exactly. That's the word.
Very good. Thank you.
I mean,
Wendy.
you look very pretty.
Our connections are much deeper than we can even say, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Such a privilege.
Thank you, Alfred.
Such a privilege to be here with all of you.
Thank you.
Same here. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred. All of us, yes.
You as well.
Interesting, the 20ths right now. 20 is, it's a base 13/20 relation. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
You got the numbers down, Peter. Thank you.
I'm pretty good with numbers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So who else would like to comment? Or like to share?
Peter, when you say something like in quantum, if you go deep enough, there's no math, we'll lose, 1,000,000 or so scientists and mathematicians in the process. Because, yeah, now they get to, they're trying to understand everything with numbers and maths, and that's just, it's only science. And they really have a long way to go.
Your personalities have a long way to go. Your quantums don't.
They're already there.
Just
Quantums
if
is.
you're talking Dicker Magnificence 3 times a day, up to 5, up to 10, up to 20, up to 40. Be it. Right? If you increase, eventually you're going to become.
Right.
So talking to your quantum every day is so important, even if it's just 3 times. That's morning, noon, and night. That's awesome. What about 5? Well, you thrown in a couple snacks. Yeah. And what happens if you keep upping it? You become it.
Another aspect I would like to share is, and for you to comment, please. When we are awake, we use holographic energy. We know that, but we really don't until we master holographic energy and photonic energy, and that gives us an extra. That's why the sticker grow with photonic, right? Is that holographic? Grow with holographic.
Wake.
With holographic, which is photon,
Yeah.
which is fast. What's the problem with that? We die. We age. Many of us use medicines, man-made, or go to doctors, man-made. Who knows? You're quantum magnificent or man-made?
Magnificent.
Peter, I would like to follow that with a question. I heard in one of the calls that real energy excludes quantum strength. Can you simplify that for me, please?
When we are awake,
Yes.
how do we balance our experiences when quantum has nothing to help?
You are asking me?
No.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden you have quantum strength. So now you can balance using quantum strength. It's that simple. So, Deborah, you don't make it more expensive because it isn't. It's an additional choice that you have now, that I have now, that every single one of us of this 20 have now. And what do? Well, until it's automatic, we reach for it.
It seems to me,
It's great.
excuse me, it seems to me, Deborah, that we've all experienced to have quantum awareness is to automatically have quantum strength. Quantum is quantum strength.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I view it.
I asked that question because, for example, I understood that for when some dreams, let's say like this, some dreams just justify or make us comprehend our experience filaments, you know. So for me, it was a little bit contradictory because if there is no quantum strength in real energy, so why would we use dreams to justify? You know, that's why.
Well, from my standpoint, quantum awareness is quantum strength, and when my perception of reaching for quantum strength is more like remembering quantum strength, that I am. So, Peter, can you discourse on my comments a bit?
Okay.
Thank you, Cynthia.
So I'm going to try to address Deborah and Cynthia at the same time. It gets difficult when you go to two different people because you're dealing with completely, you're back to Ed's question or comment right at the beginning. How are we doing? Well, we, bunch of me's, that's how we're doing, because everyone is a me, but they're also a we. So I'm taking Cynthia and Deborah and treating them as a we, but they're individual me's. So that's what we're going to do. Now, what is quantum strength? Let's go. Mikos. Let's take Mikos. How tall is Mikos?
How tall is
15 feet.
I was gonna say,
15 feet.
yeah,
How old is Mikos?
250,000 years?
600,000 years.
600.
600,000 years.
Oh, he's old.
Now let's go to Donna. How tall is Donna?
14.
8.
8.
I've physically seen Adama shapeshift from nothing to his 8 feet.
Wow.
Wow.
It was at the High-Low restaurant in Weed, Colorado, which is actually closer to the top of Mount Shasta than the town of Mount Shasta. He, Adama, also lives eternally. Never has to see. Well, how's that happen? And how come we have death, have aging, have use of man-made products, pharmaceuticals, for example, drugs, because we are using a different energy. Period. Anything added on to that, you're making it unnecessarily complex and you're missing the point. So, what is quantum strength? Quantum strength is new from quantum. It finally became available on June 1st, 2016.
16.
And it was tested with all things now checked, green check mark, except one. Cynthia or Deborah, what is the one that doesn't have the green check? So you neither of you know.
I would say it'd be water.
Wrong.
Love.
Good guess, though.
Thank you.
Deborah?
No idea.
Being awake.
Oh.
Awake.
Who takes care of everybody here? Plus others.
Plus what?
Others. I do. Every morning without fail. the first word out of my mouth.
Awake.
Oh,
Lately, mine too.
and then I say water. I say quantum strength twice. And thank you. And then I acknowledge quantum singularity. Cami,
No.
Nell, and you.
And quantum activities.
Returning. And then I talk about what each one does. Quantum singularity, years of practice. How many, by the way, how many years have we already been through? 900,000. That's a lot of practice. But have I done that? Yes. Has quantum singularity done that? Yes. And then what is Cami providing every day?
Yes.
Happiness. The Declaration of Independence, 1776, talks about pursuit of happiness. It does not talk about happiness.
It does not lie.
Who was one of the most influential people in the actual construction of the Declaration of Independence?
No.
No.
Ben.
Benjamin
Benjamin Franklin, yes.
Well, I was going to say Thomas Jefferson.
Jefferson also was key. There is not one step that we've ever taken that is false. What does Ashtar talk about?
No nukes, no flukes, no dates.
Exactly.
Being in the now.
Correct.
Wow.
Peter, I feel so much improvement.
Alex, just before, does that help Cynthia and Deborah?
Yes, thank you.
It does. Thank you.
Okay. Alex.
I just wanted to say I feel so much improvement. I feel like I've come so far, but now I feel like part of me has let you down. You're no.
Please, what part is letting down?
That I have not yet become my magnificence, even though I am my magnificence. But I feel way farther ahead than I was a month ago, even, because I constantly communicate with my magnificence every time. I'm just more and more and more aware of it. And I couldn't have done it without you, the website, this group. It's just amazing to me, the entanglement.
Because we are all one, because eventually our personality, we all have personalities that we're using right now, is also our magnificence. And it's just, it's all It's not digital. It just gradually happens. And eventually every single one of us becomes our magnificence. And then no nukes, no flukes, no dates, accelerates. But it still boils down to balanced growth. Because the growth that creates the change.
And the growth has created a lot of change in my life, a lot. And especially since I noticed, since I put Harry's picture next to me up on the website, up on the Telegram. I really wanted to put Harry and my daughter, but I knew she was just going to have to follow because I live with Harry. And his improvement is amazing of what has experienced in this last, when did that happen? About 2 months, maybe? About, I get lost.
Maybe longer, maybe
It
longer.
was about 4
I have endless.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. Like my daughter's still 5, but she's really 29. I don't know, you know, it flew by so fast.
Who can keep up?
I have noticed an amazing improvement in my everyday life. And sometimes I just cry because I just say, when I first wake up and they say, awake, water, quantum strength, thank you, quantum singular, and Peter, the tears just come to my eyes. I don't even know how to thank you enough.
And there would be nothing wrong with adding Maxine to your picture.
Okay, thank you.
That, see, a picture is an ID, a quantum ID.
It's like the real, like every single one of those stickers is real. And the more I look at them, the more realer they get. And the more I put Harry's picture up, Harry and Maxine, I mean, all my family's in my heart, but those two are just so real that.
And that's the way it happens.
Yeah.
Gradually, one at a time, we add. But if we're adding the wrong things, nothing is really happening. If we add a lot of wrong things, we actually slow ourselves down.
And that is where we ask our magnificence.
Correct.
Each piece of the way, each footing of the way.
Correct. That's exactly right.
So I've had to make a couple
Now
U-turns, but I
did the research on the work rate. It was great.
I have a question. I practice every morning speed reading. Some days it's easy, some days I just do it because I know after 1,000 days, I know I will be there. Because for me, that's a truth. I have researched where it says read one word, and I forget what it says now. And that, could you make that clearer to me? I understand pattern recognition, no. But there was another part where you wrote research one word per 5 minutes, was it?
Up to.
Oh, up to.
I didn't say that, but I'm trying to make it simple as possible.
You are very simple. Some things I just run into walls until I see it. So I keep looking at the wall and I can't see that one.
With speed reading, I don't really speed read. I just go fast or go slow. So it boils down to speed reading. That's the fast part. I can go 40. Big deal.
Yeah, I found somebody online that can do 25,000 words a minute.
Who's that?
20 is
Forget his name.
what's the creation? 20 by 13. 20 is enough.
Okay. More is not better.
Correct.
I understand. Thank you, Peter.
See, it isn't balanced. It isn't enough.
Peter, we are at about an hour and a half right now. So
There's no time.
Thank you, Nari.
Can't contain all the love at one time.
Right. And love is balanced. So balance also has love and positive. And we share the sticker. What's the sticker show? Love and positive. But it's balanced.
Yes. And we could not balance everything without sharing.
Well, we kill it, but man, it's slow.
This accelerates all the sharing. Every time somebody shares, I understand the 16 perspectives. I think it's phenomenal because everybody's viewpoint makes my road easier because we are all one going into oneness. And it's like all the languages become one again.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Thank you, Alex.
Yes.
How are you doing now?
Better. So it's very, very complex, this body, because I have a low sodium in my blood to start with, and that creates issues. So if I drink too much plain water, I just flush all the salts out of my body and I end up being dehydrated. And yet they say eat more salt, but you have to eat the right salts or you're shooting your blood pressure up with the salt. So it's frustrating because I've been in the ER 5 times for saline drips over the last 4 or 5 years. And I never know when it's going to happen. It just happens. And I'm frustrated with just not being able to balance because I don't know how to do that other than asking for balance, asking for quantum strength, and just moving through it the best I can. And that's all. Do you have anything to say about it?
Can I say something? Can I say something before Peter? And you can correct if I'm. Nuno shared with you the information about Darkovelchek.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm doing that protocol. I'm doing it, and I can tell you it's pretty amazing the transformation that I'm seeing in my body, in my skin, because he proposed that you drink like plasma. He calls it plasma. It's water with Celtic salt. It's gray salt. It cannot be another salt.
Okay.
And I really can feel a difference in my skin, in my lips, because usually, for example, I always had like very dry lips. And I can feel that it hydrates my body. It's not easy because it's at the beginning, it's like a purge because I had a lot of pain in my body because because he does like a cellular hydration, but for me, it's working. I just wanted to share this with you.
Well,
Yes,
thank you
but
very much, Deborah. I appreciate it.
yes.
You're welcome.
Have you read it?
I read it a
Diane-
long time ago, and I just thought that Celtic salt was the same thing as sea salt.
Well, I use sea salt. I always use sea salt, whole sea salt. And
It is sea salt.
yeah, so if the best you can get your hands on the sea salt and mixing it with water. And Deborah was telling you that she felt pain because she went to 4 liters of salt water a day. So it was her choice, but you can do it gradually.
Yes, I
Insert a little bit of salt in your water if you choose to. That's why I suggested you to read
right. Well,
the chapters.
I'm doing
Okay.
mineral enhanced smart water or salt and sea salts and that kind of thing. I'm drinking all the time. One of the doctors that I saw a couple of years ago told me that the more water you drink, the harder your heart has to work and the higher your blood pressure goes up. Because that's moving everything in your body constantly. So there's a balance somewhere. And
Joy, there's also a organic kind of mineral supplement that I take every day that helps provide trace nutrients that aren't in our present diet, that also helps to balance out the pH of the body. And in doing that metabolically will also balance out your electrolyte balance.
So
When I send you my link with my blog, I'll give you the name of that as well.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm looking for balance. That's all.
Yay.
You're
That's all
doing
balanced
great,
together.
Dan. You're doing great. You have to go through these, experiences. It's
Yeah.
part of balance.
I'm just going to ask
Part
you.
of your balance.
I don't have anybody in my life, and my family is an hour and a half away, and they're gone most of the time.
Gotta
My
ask.
is working and that kind of thing. Does it make a difference when you have somebody to share with, as far as peace of mind goes, or is it just that I have to focus on the quantum singularity?
You already have that. Up your daily interactions with your magnificence.
With who?
You are
Your
magnificent.
You're
Magnificent.
magnificent. Yeah.
That I see that is where I have erred, and that's obviously not good. But I don't quite know how, if I'm connecting, and so it feels empty. But maybe if I do it much more, I'll start to feel
Trust your magnificence. Trust.
it.
Trust.
Yeah, that is a big part of the problem I have right now.
And we give you a big quantum hug.
Thank you.
Well, see, I enjoy it. From my point of view, you look great and you're handling these experiences well.
Thank you.
That's why-
Extremely well.
that's why I called on you.
Extremely well.
I didn't. What were the last sentence?
That's why I called on
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's challenging.
You're doing
It
well,
is.
Joy.
It's hard to call the ambulance.
Big
when I
love.
know. You know, it's
Yeah.
hard to call the ambulance. That's all there is to it, because you don't know how close you are to anything when you've got a pulse that's so fast you can't even count it.
And see, that helps us get stronger.
I feel that. I'm
That-
able
You
to
are.
do it myself. I can do it myself. I don't have to have somebody here with me. You know, it's just that I miss that.
Yes,
Trust
of
in your
course.
self-reliance.
Somebody.
Yeah.
And that's
You miss your family.
magnificent.
But I miss my family my whole life because I
You
never.
miss, yeah.
So, you know, it's just an ongoing thing.
We love you.
Back.
We love you.
We're all here.
Yeah.
I enjoy if you almost didn't join this group.
I almost didn't join.
Correct.
I remember going to meet and greet and being so excited. And I almost didn't join in Tampa.
And I don't remember where, but you were on the verge of never joining.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Join, you did, so.
my life,
Look at you now.
Exactly. Look at you now.
I'm very, I love my family so much. And when I say that, I mean my quantum family, because you are my family, you know.
I love you too.
You are choosing this rate of acceleration, Diane.
I
Joy.
know.
It's uncomfortable sometimes.
My whole life has been alone.
The
And
last 2 or 3 weeks, it's been like I've compared it to, feeling the G's.
yes,
Velocity when you're still standing still and you accelerate, it's uncomfortable. And
Yes.
that's what I've been feeling. I'm feeling like I really am going, really
it's the
fast.
energies.
So sometimes, sometimes there's a little feel of not anxiety, but it's close to. It's something quantum about it, but it's the acceleration.
It's
the
all
road that is
new. It's
moving.
all new right now. And we're all entering into a new quantum awareness using quantum strength, new balance.
Yeah.
Every day.
I love all of you.
It was fun for everybody here. I would not know what to do. I would be falling apart. I mean, if I hadn't had this group for all this time, because it's a struggle. It's a challenge to have a body that does this.
The power of Telegram.
Power of what?
Telegram.
Telegram.
Oh, Telegram. Yes, that's exactly why I have to be on it. I have to have my family.
So let's
embrace
go to that. How many times have you seen Ed post on Telegram? Not many.
How many times have I what?
How many times have you seen Ed post on Telegram? Until this morning, he hasn't been there.
Yeah.
What have you been receiving from Cynthia? Not much. A weekly update. Well,
I just feel I feel the family. I feel.
My point is for everybody. Telegram is amazing. It doesn't take a long time to share. What does it say with the website? 5 to 25 minutes a day. That's all you need. 24 hours is 1,440 minutes. What's 5 to 25? Pretty small. What does it help with?
Acceleration.
What?
Acceleration?
Which is everything.
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 Yeah.
So ask yourself, each one of you, do you want to be a worm brain?
No. No.
No. You will make us love the weirdest word. Because I will love them all,
Be a quantum worm, whatever.
So, any other questions?
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you so much.
Next
I,
meeting.
I just wanted to say that you guys are great singers.
Singers?
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So happy birthdays.
Tomorrow is Jill's birthday. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we're 65.
It's a work in progress.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
yeah,
Happy birthday.
Thank you, darling.
Happy birthday.
Peter,
Thank
the
you so
next
much.
call,
Hi,
Question.
Debbie.
Birthday, Julie.
Question. July 4th is the next Sunday meeting.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No,
I
Everybody-
haven't even looked.
It's 11th then?
Anybody, when's the first Sunday?
is July 4th. The second Sunday is July 11th.
So July 4th, that's our next call.
July 4th, okay?
The 4th is a holiday and many people who have families,
They'll be out.
it's more difficult for them to come to the meeting.
It's like Mother's Day.
Yes, so.
Yeah.
Alfred
Okay, how about
mentioned
July
that,
11th?
and Diane Joy mentioned that before, that it's difficult for her.
Well,
to come
that
on
was-
Sundays.
Yeah, that was Easter, and I didn't come on Easter and Mother's Day as well. My son came here.
It's the next Sunday then.
11th.
It's up to,
Well,
11th,
what's the
okay.
first Sunday of August?
do what?
Pardon me?
The first Sunday of August is August
Sunday of
1st.
August. What day is that?
August 1, Sunday.
1.
So how about August 1?
How about that?
August 1.
So
I-
no
No
July,
so-
Peter.
Hard to miss a month.
Hey.
it really is. Go ahead and have it on the 4th.
You becoming your magnificence. So all of us have a simple choice. Become our quantum magnificence or remain our conscious ego.
Yes, and it's a daily choice.
So Peter, you're saying that if we don't meet on July 4th, we won't meet on July 11th. Instead, we will meet on the first Sunday in August.
Yes.
So why don't you have it July 4th and whoever shows up, shows up. I would probably be on it, but I don't know. I mean, I think I will.
We're choosing self-choice. So what do you choose?
July 4th.
I like July 4th.
Me too, July 4th, Independence Day from.
If there's
July
some-
4th.
It's a great, it's a great moment to have a call.
Yes, it is.
And,
Great moment with Ben Franklin too.
I mean, the call's recorded. So there's those that choose to come. And if you choose other things, you
Yes,
record it.
Sounds
great.
good.
Then
Perfect.
July
I'm
4th
gonna
it
have
is.
to say goodbye for now. I need to go down and take care of some things in the motorcycle museum, and I love you all. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Julie.
Happy birthday, Jilly, tomorrow.
Love you. Thank you
Birthday.
so much.
Birthday.
Thank you,
Bye,
Peter.
Julie.
Birthday, Julie.
Thank you, Donady,
Happy
Alex.
birthday.
All right, thank you,
Happy
Nuno, Ed, Yuri, Wendy,
Bye.
Diane, Lynn,
We're
Catherine,
gonna have our
Alfred,
next
Diana Cairo,
meeting
Julie, Nareen,
love you.
Cynthia,
Sunday,
Bonnie Joyce,
July 4th.
Bonnie,
July 4th.
Debbie, and
Thank
Sunny.
you,
I
Peter.
love you.
Perfect.
Happy
you.
birthday.
Bye.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye,
Peter.
Peter. Bye, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
Thank you,
Peter.
everyone.
you.
Thank you
Have a
for
lovely
everything,
day.
Peter.
Everybody, thank you,
Love you
Peter.
all. Wonderful.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank you,
Diane, I'm gonna
Noreen, for making the
email
call
you.
happen. Thank you, Bonnie.